Hello there and welcome to another paper crafting stream. This is part two of the USS Enterprise D. Obviously we've done the bridge, which we did in a previous stream. So that's the bridge of the Enterprise in Papercraft. Not too bad. Turned out better than I thought it would. So we're going with pairs. I've obviously done the Defiant as well, which I'll show you if you haven't already seen that. Let's just sort this out here. Lovely. So yeah, we're going to be doing the bridge and the ship of each of the 5 Star Trek shows, the original Star Trek shows, because the other ones aren't too good, to be fair. So I don't really want to cover those. So this will be the 5 main Star Trek shows. I'm going to do the ship and the bridge in a series of streams for each. So on the last stream, it went pretty well. We've obviously got the Enterprise. It is fairly loose, and I've got a starfield. I've done a little bit of work with this starfield. It didn't. Someone's car alarm is going off. I don't think it's mine though, which is good. So I've done some work with the starfield. I wasn't particularly happy with it previously because we had some fairly sort of big splatter. I have done a few more, so I've got some more that I've done today, and there's some rather big blobs there that I'll have to sort out. But those are for the other ships, the now 3 other ships. So we're going to be doing the NX-01, the original Enterprise A. I may also do the refit. I'm not sure yet. And Voyager, obviously, because we've done the Defiant and the Enterprise D. So really, I think that turned out really well. Quite happy with the angles of the deflector dish. It shows that it's nice and recessed. It's got a very 3D nature about it, even though it's 2D. The ship won't be sort of straight when it's glued down. It will be offset, like so. I have been questioning whether to put windows in on this. I'm not entirely certain. The pens that I have, the white pens, they do tend to go a little bit thick. I have done some practice on this to see if... Sorry, just one second. I've done some practice on it to see if I can get the lines pretty thin. And as you can see here, they are looking pretty thin. So it'll be a momentous mistake, or a monumental mistake, if I was just checking the front door. Apologies for that. Yeah, if I do it and we get smudges like this, these windows are actually quite thin. We can go around them, but there's 2 layers of windows. So there's 1 row of windows here and 1 row of windows underneath. We've also got windows on the neck of the ship and under here as well. We do have some on here which I might put in, but we'll see. Hello, Stephen Brumby. Morning DM. For once, YouTube informed me that we were going live as you were going live for once instead of hours later. Yeah, YouTube's live system is not very good, is it? Or YouTube's notification system isn't that good. I am obviously streaming on the review channel. This will change in the coming weeks because I'll be switching over to the art channel that I've sort of set up and modified. There's some artwork on there already under the old channel name. I might keep that up, to be fair. Or I might take them down, re-upload them as the new DM content. I'm not sure. Either way, I won't be streaming on here, Papercraft, anymore after a certain date. I'll be moving over to there. People have said to me, "That's a new channel. Why are you doing it? You won't make any money." And I have said, money is not why I'm doing this. If it gets to a point where this sort of thing starts making me some money, I'm all for that, but I'm not going to be chasing the dollar sign. I've been sort of wondering whether to do the windows, get them out of the way, and then I can focus on the rest of the picture, which does sound better, or whether to continue with the com badge there, like the Defiant one that I've done. It's all going to be the same layout. It's going to be the ship, com badge, and the logo of the show itself. Whether to do it in that order or not, because the minute I put pen to paper here, it's permanent, okay? And I am a little bit apprehensive about doing it. It does look nice and basic. I maybe have to decide if if the windows are something that I want to put on, or I leave it as it is. Also, looking for your opinions here, so do let me know if you think windows are a good idea. I'm confident with this pen. This pen's got a really, really fine tip on it. You'll be able to see there. So I can do windows with that. But this one, be careful not to splatter, is a paint pen. It's got a bit of a wider nib. So I'm not entirely sure. I also have to follow the curves around. And as I'm going around, I have to angle them correctly, and that's difficult. So I'm wondering whether or not just to keep it kind of bland, because the Defiant's kind of bland. There's no windows on the Defiant anyway, but there are some details. I don't know whether just to draw a few details in manually. I'm not sure. If you ever do a drawing of DS9 the station, because that would be awesome if you did. I thought about it. I have thought about it. The possibilities, mate, are pretty endless, if I'm being perfectly honest. Doing Deep Space Nine would be an interesting challenge. It would also be what angle I'd use, because there's a lot of detail in DS9. It's also that the issue with DS9 is it's very sort of monotone. It's one tone of brown, pretty much. So it'd be interesting to see how I can incorporate that. I may not do the entire station. I may do one of the shots of the station from a different angle, perhaps. But yeah, it's something that I'm thinking about. We're just starting as a 10 image sort of set of streams, and then I'll see where I can go from there. Because again, with Papercraft, the possibilities are endless, right? You can recreate anything in this format. Same as drawing, you can just draw anything. And I think it'd be interesting to get a real collection going. And then make decisions based on whether or not this content is successful and does well and people will enjoy it and watch it. I may start offering prints, for example, of the work. Now, I'm not sort of up my own backside on this. I understand that this sort of stuff is not professional level stuff. It's my creations, or they're my creations, and as far as I know, they're reasonably original. They're not perfect, but if people do want copies of them, then I would offer that on the basis of how many people want them, because obviously you have to set up contracts with printers and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the future. Right. Without further ado, let's get on with the picture. I'm going to do windows. I'm going to put some windows in. I've never been so fickle in my life. Now, there don't need to be a lot of white windows because some of them are going to be black, but I have to make sure that they match up, and it will show up on here. Shall we just do one at a time? Let's just do one at a time. Make sure the pen... See, the pen leaks. That's the problem. And it's really... That's pretty good. That's fairly consistent. Let's see. Let's start with the top row. I'll move it off of this. Start with the top row. Damn it, it's run out again. Trouble is, it dries on the nib too quick. You might not be able to see this too well. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I have to do a second row now. Get the white out the way first. Then at least the tough pen is done. The tough bit is out the way. I'm going to do... I wouldn't say I'm massively happy with that. But there you are. It's not too bad, to be fair. One moment. Sorry, just had to respond to my daughter. Okay, that's all the windows I'm willing to put in. Well, I say willing to put in terms of windows. All right. There's a couple here that I should feel like I should do, and that's sort of above here, where they are kind of block windows. Yeah. If you do a few windows with a black pen, contrast will show up later. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I've got white windows. I'm going to use the black pen to put some black windows in, and I think that, yeah, you're right. It will absolutely show up. I'm also thinking, obviously windows are going to go across the front as well. This is where it gets a little bit difficult because, excuse me, these are small. These are really small. So, but there's only a few, and they are actually above and below a center line, which I'm not sure I'm going to put in. Because these windows represent 10 forward. And I'm going to be putting 10 forward in about here. So this here, that's 10 forward. I do like nerdy stuff like this, you know. Does make me smile. Now the interesting thing, or the easy thing here is I get to run off the edge of the card for the bottom row, but the top row I have to stop myself. Yeah, the pen's starting to dry out. That's not good. Don't want any bits being left. I don't want to put too much detail in. If I'm being perfectly honest, I really don't want to put too much detail in, because that'll make the bland areas look really bland. You might not be able to see them. Angels Pierre, how are you, my friend? Hello, here. I'm on a break. How's it going? It's going all right, mate. Put some windows in. We're going to put some black ones in as well as a couple of sort of marks in on the saucer, I think. Maybe. Not too sure. We'll see how it looks after the windows. There is a sort of line here I'd like to put in like that. I may draw a few hull detail bits. Maybe. I'm not sure. Just to help accentuate those angles. So I've put some in here. Yeah, because this has got two. Let's put another square in there and a square in there. Again, they're not going to be massively detailed or drawn in. We'll put a few windows in between. Yeah, that's working. Doesn't have to be perfect. I do not seek perfection. I am not the Borg. Yeah, that's starting to look a bit better. Right, and on to the tough bit. Now these black lines are actually going to stand out more than the white. So these have to be somewhat clearer. My aim is to get this done. Curved. Is to get this done today. I've got about 3 hours as normal on the stream. Nice. I'm having some burgers. We're having a grill together at work. Oh, nice. That sounds awesome. In the back where we got a garden with some nice chilled drinks. Oh, that sounds epic. Epic. My lad, you know, he makes a heart attack inducing burger. And I keep saying to him, oh, I want one of your burgers. And bless him, he trundles down to the shop and picks up the meat, and he'll make some burgers. Good lad he is. But yeah, that sounds like an epic works, epic break on at work. That does. Put a random window in here and there as well, just to make it look like it's at least in a line. I don't know. I think that looks all right. Don't you? Right, let's just do the top saucer ones. I went over a white one there. I didn't mean to. To be very careful around here not to go on to the next layer down, which is actually harder than it looks. As I have a little bit with the paint there. Suddenly I'm massively hungry now, yeah. We got spicy barbecue sauce too. Ooh, and the best thing is the boss paid for everything himself. His wife made salad too, by the way. Nice. Occasionally at work we get food trucks out. So there's there's one called the Salty Dog here in the UK. It's called the Salty Dog, and it is a hot dog this long. It's got to be a foot long hot dog, yeah, and it is just amazing. Probably the best hot dog I've ever tasted. I don't think we'll be getting the food trucks back for a while, but yeah, that was really cool. Ooh. Oh, that struggled to go down. Right. I think if there's 3 on that side, I think we need to put 3 on this side. Like that. I'm also going to put a few... Oh, actually... Some lines. Some bits. Keeping it symmetrical. Again, doesn't have to be massively screen accurate. But I think it would be good to put a few blocks of... Let's draw them in first with pencil, just to make sure it looks right, because if we obviously apply pen first, it's going to be a bit of a mare. That is, if I can find my other pencil. Oh, it's right there, it's staring at me, right there. I'm thinking centrally. Like a row of 3 and a row of 4, keeping that angle. 3 and a 3-4-3 pattern. What I definitely don't want to do is overcomplicate the image. You might not be able to see that, but I'm just looking at it objectively. I need to put a few more bits in there. Possibly a few bits in there as well. I think. If we're going to go for it, we might as well just do it, eh? Let's get the second row in. It might look a bit too busy. But we're I'm free to sort of experiment, I think, to be fair. and try and try different things, because otherwise I'm not going to learn anything, am I? Because they are sort of escape pods, I suppose. I mean, yeah, there's windows sort of here. There's collections of windows here, so I'm just gonna put another couple in here and another couple in here, and I'll do some darker ones. But then there's windows. Oh, don't put your hand in it, idiot. Let's try a couple of these, shall we? Again, they don't. They can just be sketched in, right? There's some detail. Nothing too extravagant, right? Like. I'm not following exactly the pattern of the pencil lines, but yeah, it's not bad, not bad. That looks alright. Oh, don't bend the papercraft here, Mr. DM. Wouldn't want to do that now, would you? I will get to your comments in a moment, guys. I'm literally just concentrating. That's all I'm doing at the minute. Just sketching in basic shapes. honest, I don't mind that. I think that looks all right. Looks a bit busy, obviously, with the pencil there as well. If I put in some white highlights around the white. And then okay. Aside from a tad bit more white down here. A bit of white there as well. That's it. I'm done messing. Ow. Oh, my back's just popped. I'm done messing. What do we think? I think that looks all right. I think that looks okay. Again, your opinions are valid and welcome. So, looks great so far, in my opinion. Thank you. Just Wrestling with API, listening in. Oh, bless you, watching there. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm generally speaking, I'm happy with that Enterprise. It's not looking too bad. So we're gonna see how it pops on the background. I'll clean up the pencil marker when I'm sure everything is dry. So a little bit later, that looks absolutely fine, I think. Right, now comes some fun. I have the com badge to do. Now I've got two-tone. It doesn't look very two-tone, but it is two-tone of this gold yellow card. Okay, it's more yellow than anything. 9.2 out of 10. Oh, bless you. So this color here, it is. There's two separate shades. I think you can make it out on camera. This color here is going to be for the background. Definitely looks hand drawn, but in the best way. Oh, bless you. Thank you. So yeah, this one's going to be the backing. This one's going to be the foreground. So if you look at the com badge, if you see a picture of a com badge, it's gold. Obviously, I don't have that kind of gold paper yet. It's something I'm looking to invest in. But it's got a rim around the edge, and the rest of it is recessed in, and it sort of ovals in. Now, I'm not going to get that oval shape at all, but there's a two-tone there that I want to try and reproduce here. So this is going to be the background. This is going to be the foreground. The silver is just going to be the whole grey. Now I've used this as a sort of dabbing and for the phaser ring and everything, but the back end of it is absolutely fine, and I don't mind utilising that side of it. Obviously, because I'm trying to save some card here. Right, so com badge. Let's do it. Now I'm going to use obviously my darker pencil to transfer it all over, but I want a thinner line as we can get. I let go of the pencil. It just started spinning around. So we'll do the background first. Let's do the shape of the com badge first. As thin a line as possible and as curved as possible. We don't want it sort of the shape is very important. The inner rim of this comm badge is going to be so crucial to get right, because it has to be evenly spaced all the way around. If it doesn't work, I'll just pick the darker tone of paper to go by. And I'll just use that as a background if I can't get the foreground to work. It's the right way. I'll make sure I'm transferring it right. Okay, so we'll go down into this corner. Transfer it without moving it as much as possible, because those lines are going to thicken, and we don't want that. Yeah, a little bit more. Right, on using the edge of the ruler. Oh. That'll do. Let me just go around this and join. And then we'll cut it out using the nicest scissors I've ever owned. I'm just going to put the camera light on momentarily, just bear with me. There we go, about blinded myself. Not getting any glare, are you? Fair enough. Try and cut on that line as much as possible. Try and keep that curve without getting any points. I don't want points. Oh, that looks good. I helped building a in real life comm badge for the technical side. It basically was a speaker that allowed you to make calls on your phone. Yeah, I saw that's a thing. You helped in building that, did you? I've got a couple of comm badges. I've got the Deep Space Nine one I wore at the wedding. At my wedding, I painted it. That's the Deep Space Nine Voyager one. And it's literally just got a pin on the back. But yeah, I wore this on my wedding. It was popped up here. So I've got the Next Generation one, but I gave that to my best man who wore the Next Generation one because he prefers the Next Generation. So that's so cool. Love it. Right, that is to one side for now. This is the lighter tone, so this is going to be the inside. This is going to be the inside line. So again, sharpen pencil a bit. This has to go really well. I haven't got this line here, so I'm going to have to make that up. Nope. Venturing a little bit out here. Okay, I think that's good. 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 this might not make a massive amount of difference, if I'm honest with you. You might not even be able to see it, but you can but try. I want to give it a go. Let's see how it shows up. Not the original, but a replica. Oh, mate. Yeah. Spot on. Yeah, I know that there's a few companies out there working on really sort of technical Star Trek, almost like props, but not props. They're actually working. It's like a tricorder. Someone's working on a tricorder. It doesn't actually scan or anything, but it does do a great job in replicating that authentic scanning feel from the show. And that's great, because that can just lead to innovation in all different ways, shapes, or forms. It really can help to create other technologies. The blueprint, setup, and such should be on all on GitHub. Nice. Okay, now I want a combat speaker for my phone. Just when I'm out in town, I can answer my phone by tapping the badge. People might think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Nah, people just know that you're a Star Trek fan. And they go, oh my god, what a sado. He likes Star Trek. Whilst going home and watching Love Island or something like that. Fucking horrible show. Awful television. A scanner, that's an easy one. Yes, but you know, it's not gonna like read people's life signs or anything. But yeah, you know, the PSVR 2 can do it. I think a tricorder. I think we can make the technology small enough for a tricorder. I'm just trying to hold my breath while doing this, because this is a bit delicate. I think we can get this picture finished. We've been at it now for less than an hour, and we've already finished the Enterprise. So yeah, we can get this one done today. I think I'm not going to rush it or anything. Just going to take my time. The lettering, that will take the longest time, I think, and that will hurt. That will hurt my hands. But the pain is worth it. The pain is worth it. Quite staying in the lines here. My eyesight is definitely getting worse. Okay. Does it make the difference? That's marginal, isn't it? Actually, you could, if the person had a smartwatch, you could transfer data to. See? Innovation. That is a really good idea. Mate, get the patent on that bugger, I tell you. That'd be phenomenal. Here we go. Here's my Ouroboros. Oh, wow, on GitHub. We'll clone the repo then this evening. Angel, nice. One thing about you, Watch Nerd, is you use a lot of terminology I just nod my head along to. Because I ain't got the smarts. Get rid of these pencil lines. Without creasing it, so we don't want to do that. I'm not entirely certain you can sort of tell the difference between the two shades there. Yeah, that's gonna be tough to decide. I can here. I can right now. I can tell the difference. To be fair, that needs another clean up. I mean, the light's on, so you won't be able to see it as much, but I don't know, I think that works. Yeah. I'm going to glue that anyway. even if you can't really tell that it's two different shades, I'm just going to go for it. Actually, you could if the person... oh, yeah. It's against the law to just transfer that kind of data without permission, and that's the hard part. Yeah. IP is the hard part. Right. Okay. Now it's time for the delta. Let's get the delta transferred over. Actually, I want the white background for this. This is yeah, this needs to be nice and sharp because the insignia is a very pointy insignia. It is a very pointy delta. Now the delta itself does have a black edging to it. I'm not replicating that here. It's too thin. Beautiful. This is another watch nerd. It's not on my GitHub. It's on the public one. I forgot the name, sadly. Ah, all good. Right, delta time. Oh, yes, that's transferred. And it looks so odd on its own. It looks like it doesn't belong anywhere. It doesn't really look like an insignia, does it? It's weird. Right. Let's go. I'm going to cut these points off with the scissors as I'm cutting, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, it does to me, so don't worry too much about it. It's important, like really important, I don't crease these ends. They're going to be incredibly delicate. I think it's probably best to go this way. Outside the line a little bit there. There we go. There it is. Now, be careful. Be very, very careful. Just use Claude to search for the repo. If it's public, I can clone it. Does that look right? I'm going to have to position this correctly beforehand, I think. Yeah, because it's a little bit... There. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let's just go for it. Let's put this delta together. Try not to touch the glue. So you don't want it transferring to the top. Oh, I've glued the whole I didn't want to glue the whole thing, did I? Damn it. Oh well. I just got to remember not to stick it down or stick it onto anything that's... Yeah, don't stick it down to anything. Close enough. By the way, I've seen a lot of fan projects pop up in my area with the use of AI only for backgrounds. They're getting better every time. Yeah, I got one of the comments from one of my previous streams said that there's actually out there is a hunger for this sort of content, which is just the manual side of things, because there's a lot of AI stuff out there. Now, don't get me wrong, AI is getting impressive. It really is. But I think people tend to agree that it kind of lacks soul in some respects. And I'm you know, AI could be a very useful tool, but AI is actually getting quite restricted now. Even Copilot, it won't allow you to mesh copyrighted images together. It won't do it anymore. It used to be able to. Now I have to basically say, okay, so can you remove the background? Can you manipulate it this way, that way? Just to get some success with my thumbnails, because I'm useless at things like Photoshop and green screening backgrounds and stuff like that. So I get AI to do it without changing the original image as much as possible. So Combadge is done. It doesn't look two-tone, but if I pull it up close, you might be able to see it. It is two-tone. So yeah, that works. All in all, this is coming together nicely. I think with the lettering, it will make all the difference. So final stage is the Next Generation logo, which I've chosen this colour for. It looks a bit brighter than it actually is there. If I turn the light off, you'll see it's actually pretty close to the Next Gen lettering colour. So I've got a decision to make. Because this lettering is actually quite close together. You'll see it now. It's very, very close together, in fact. Do I do each letter separate? Well, I'll go over all the letters, but do I transfer each letter, leave a gap, transfer, leave a gap, transfer? I think I'll do that. Try large language models like Kimi or Minimax. Never heard of them, but I will have a look. Also, Grok is less bothered. Oh, okay. I'm also careful with AI, but basic things in the background or making things clearer. That's a fine use, in my opinion. Yeah, I use it as a tool, not as a crutch. You know, I use it as a tool. My logo, my Papercraft lettering on the main logo of what I'm doing now, that's AI generated, because I didn't have the time to do it. I wanted to try and focus on doing this rather than making my channel look pretty. I want to build this, and then maybe perhaps I'll Papercraft my own logo and literally have it as a real image. That'll be nice. And maybe I can do that. I don't know. But AI is a useful tool. It really is a useful tool. It's just how much you use it. And I don't agree with people who use AI and claim it's real. Don't agree with that. Okay. Let's do Star Trek first. Let's do the Star Trek lettering first. I'm going to go over it neatly as I can. That's going to be cut out with a Stanley blade, so obviously safety is very, very, very important here. Right, let's start with the Trek. Let's work our way backwards, shall we? Going to straighten things out where I can. So it might not exactly match the logo, which is fine. It's amazing to me for a show. There's no one absolutely true logo font. It is all, they're all different logos. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is a different logo. Voyager is a different logo. Enterprise is a different logo. Star Trek, in terms of the words, has so many different font styles. It's crazy. Now, if you wanted to use, I don't even think Paramount's got like a proper official logo that's universal. I find it so interesting. Because some of this lettering's in two parts, like the T and everything, I'm going to have to be very careful. Make sure I don't lose any of it. Speaking of Star Trek, they need to do a good 5 or 10 years of nothing and start from scratch with no one currently working on it being there. Yeah, absolutely. You can. I think it would be very easy, very simple to save Star Trek right now, and you could keep it on the air 100%. But they won't do it because, well, they won't do it because the damage, a lot of damage has been done. I wouldn't even start with Legacy. People wanted Legacy because it was the closest thing that was going to be to, it was going to be the closest thing to Star Trek. But you can absolutely reboot the brand. And you can just take it back to niche, accept that it is going to be niche. It's not going to be what you think it is. I've just had a thought, you know. It's a bit late now. I think for this, for the bottom, I'm going to actually transfer them backwards. Because then I won't have to rub any pencil marks off. If that makes sense. The larger stuff, a bit late now. If I start transferring this backwards, it'll smudge. My theory is that every Star Trek show is in a different dimension. That's why it's a different symbol. Not a bad theory. I take it you all did go over and subscribe to the art channel, UKDM Art. That's where these streams will be taking place in the near future. Mainly because I want to, you know, have somewhere that the artwork is focused, and I am really enjoying these streams where I sit here and do stuff like this and talk to you guys. But I realise it's not for everybody. Some people are at my channel for reviews, and that's all they want to see, which is absolutely fine. But if I have a channel that's dedicated to artwork, which I do a lot of, then the audience that come there, come to that channel, are going to be wanting to see artwork, not reviews. So if I separate the two, it would be really convenient to have everything all in one place, but the channel wouldn't go anywhere. Okay, so that's a bit better. Yeah. It's not exactly straight, but hey, it looks hand-drawn, doesn't it? Not cut out by a laser machine. No to the laser machine. I'll tell you what might actually be good is if I position the bottom of the logo onto the bottom of the paper. That will give me a fairly straight line. Oh, but then the top won't be straight. Yeah. Yeah, well, let's just do it centrally and make it look a little bit different, shall we? So we're gonna space them a little bit. Starting here and transfer them over. Leaving a little bit of a gap in between each one. Yep, that'll do. Nice. It's actually enough of a gap there with the R. Bear in mind these are all going to be cut out individually. Give my hand a little bit of a rest, because you do have to keep pressure on the paper. It's actually transferring really well. One more. Like I say, I must do a next generation text the other way round backwards, because there's no way I'm getting pencil marks off of it. There you go, transferred over. Ooh. Hello, Gooner, how are you? Sorry, I didn't see you there, I was concentrating. YouTube does not like variety for some. Yeah, it's the algorithm, mate. It's the algorithm. You're not selling yourself as a brand. You're selling what you're doing a lot of the time. Gooner says, just a quick hello. Hope you're all well and hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll catch up with you all soon. Take care for now. Howdy and au revoir, Gooner. Good to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, enjoying it. But yeah, YouTube does not like variation at all. I don't like variation in this either. But you know, hey, it's we're going for hand drawn, aren't we? Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Let's get the old scalpel, nurse scalpel. Funny enough, is blue. Scalpel is blue. I had fun doing this last time. It really hurt. So here we go. Actually, best way to do it this way. I'm being as safe as I can, trying to keep my hands out the way of out of the line of fire. Very important. Concentration is everything. Jesus. We should also stop putting those short style videos. YouTube is not flipping TikTok. Yeah, I know, they keep trying to change YouTube, don't they? It's like making it something it's not. That's awful. Yeah. Don't accidentally chop your fingers off. I hear that's very bad. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, buddy. Hey, we got the S. I'll try and keep it all in frame as much as possible. I can try and straighten it up a little bit with the blade, but it's not exactly easy. I think the S is going to be the most challenging bit. I'll just flip that over, can't I? Yeah, the straight stuff I can flip over. That's not bad, actually. No, I can't flip it over. It's the wrong angle. I can't. No, that was stupid. Don't be a stupid boy. Stupid boy, Pike. Stupid boy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the rubber on this as well. So that is gonna go there. That's gonna go there. Put a curve on that. So I went off a little bit there, so make that join up there. Curve. Try not to tap the camera up in my head. God. See the logo forming as we go along. He looks a little bit bigger than everything else, but I think that's just the way the T's separated and everything. I cheated a little bit there. I went straight across, but that's okay. It looks alright for now. Needs a bit of cleaning up. This is the easy bit, of course. More challenging bit is going to come with the next generation section of the text, which I'm going to need my helping hands, which means I'm going to need to go downstairs because no one else is here at the moment. I think my wife is at the gym. My kids are all at grandparents and stuff like that, so we're had some time, some date time, which is nice. But I said I needed really to do this stream, so I've got obviously Strange New Worlds to do tomorrow, 10-4 to do on Friday night, and then I'm back to work next week. Ugh, that went so quick. Don't get me wrong, I love my job. I think my job's great, but time off flies by, doesn't it? Excuse me. Oh dear, going off a little bit there. Concentration is everything when you're cutting. I went a little bit thinner, so I'm adding a little bit more to it on the other side. Okay. Okay. It's the main title done, at least. I'll be right back. There we go. I can't see. I'm like, So. So we've got Star Trek. That is there. Now we need the next generation. So, instead of writing it that way, instead of writing it that way, I'm going to transfer it backwards. So when I come to cut it, I can flip it, and you won't see any of the graphite. So let's do that now. Whew. I am very unfit. Okay, so this might be separated enough to do in a wanna. It's going to be very rough though. It's not going to be massively detailed. Right. Going the right way. Do I need this dark shade of pencil? Let's go. Let's try this shade. Oh, that's better. This should transfer over. No problem. I could stream all day doing this. I absolutely love doing this sort of stuff. Unfortunately, well, say unfortunately for the stream, I'm limited to 3 hours today, because we are going out to a party, so. But it's going to be tight, isn't it? Yeah, I quite like to get some more streams in before I go back to work. That would be nice. Oh, that's going to be tight going around that G. We'll have to push down a little harder to get this text to transfer over, but that's okay. But that's okay. It's okay. That A is going to be tough to get round as well. My arms are already aching. I don't want to rush this. With this, I'm going to have to cut that center out first. I hopefully will remind myself of that fact. Okay. Here goes nothing. Right, let's just do a quick check, make sure that is copying over. Brilliant. Thinner lines, I might use a thinner grade of a pencil, or a thinner grade of pencil, a lighter grade of pencil. This is going to hurt to transfer over, I think. I think really, just on the oh damn it, I hope that transferred over. It did, excellent. I'm thinking in terms of like the channel, the new art channel and stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put together these live streams into a video format, make a couple of videos based on what we've made so far, so maybe like 3, get them releasing once a week, do the live streams twice a week maybe, as well as 10 forward. I'll be making a lot of work for myself, but hey ho. And try and get that rhythm going. So every 2 live streams we'll make 1 video, in essence. Right, that is just thinking out loud. Okay, this is where I'm going to need Mr. Helping Hands. Oh my god! I do apologise if I get my forehead, my balding head in the image. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. There's my limit. There's the limit. Okay. All right. So one letter at a time. We're going to go for it. Oh, this is going to be fun. It's going to look very square. These letters. Delicate work. Okay. That's the T. It's so small. Don't get me wrong, it's not like soldering micro components or anything, but that's the T. Get the T out of the way. Okay, here we go. Oof. Don't want to damage it. There's the H. I'm just gonna let off this little giggle every time because it's so small. I'm guessing your papercraft stuff is a nice antidote to having to watch Strange New Worlds. I think a bullet to the head might be a best antidote for Strange New Worlds. It's horrible. It's horrible show. Well, it's not horrible. Academy was horrible. Strange New Worlds is just frustrating. Because it's got such potential. The Star Trek, the first 5-year mission. Hell yeah, why not? You've got such a good setup there. And they just waste it every time. That's danger close. Danger close, danger man. Hell yeah. We've done the. We've managed to do the. I am gonna have to go square with this, unfortunately. I mean, it'll be so small it won't matter, but gotta go square with it. Otherwise, I could whisk. I risk bending the blade, and I don't want to snap it this close to my fingers. I don't want to snap it anyway, but this close to my fingers would be a bad thing. There's the end. I'm trying not to get my head in the camera, in the frame, because it's not good for things like edits. As long as you can still roughly see what I'm doing. At some point, if I, want to keep going with this, I'll get the microscope out and just do it with the microscope, so everyone can see what I'm doing. But for now, it's going to have to be my helping hands. Yeah, this bit might be a bit dull for you. There's another E. I wish bending the blade. 2016. I wish bending the blade. 2026 even. Can't type correctly apparently. so I whisk a lot. I whisk a lot doing what I do. Right. The X is going to be interesting. A lot of breath holding here. Not massively happy with this X, but it's an X of sorts. Yeah, apologies for this being a bit dull for everybody. There is an X there. It's actually really helpful with the helping hands. Shocking, I know. Really helpful. Because you can do such small movements with them. T. Oh, I'm struggling to see this G. Doesn't even look like it's there. This one might look a little weird, guys. You could barely see that. Try not to get my finger in the other letters. I think it's rubbing it off. Gee. A lot of E's in the next generation. Maybe I'll just take a break. Definitely think I need to start getting the microscope out for you guys. Make for a bit more of an interesting viewpoint. I suppose. Don't crease, don't crease. A little bit of a damaged E there. What am I looking at? Yeah, plenty of time. Another N, another E, funnily enough. Oh, this is starting to hurt. Let it go, come on. Let it go, man. Out. Out. There we go. Here we go, Cam. You just go over there, okay? Thank you, Cam. I'm gonna have to put a little bit of a curve in this one. Yeah. Oh. Right, that's an R, but it's obviously still got the bit in there. So let's see if I can poke that out. Oh my god, I did it. We gotta have ourselves an R. Yep. This is going to be tough. Tough not to break this one. Just the shape of it. Can I do it without breaking it? We shall break their backs. Just about did that. Nearly there. TION to go. Excuse me 1 second. Lord, puff. Right. I'm going to cut the middle first. And cut the outside. It's a tad more easy. Well, it's a tad more stable to do. And finally, the N. Again, not rushing. No rush to get it done. And an N. Voila. Now we have to glue and build it together. Ah, right. Let's get it all together, shall we? Okay. I may need a pair of tweezers for this. Right, let's get positioning. I'm happy with where the comm badge is. The Enterprise, I think, is going to sit about there. Yeah. And then I need to do a bit of work with these. Sorry, 1 sec. Actually. Don't want that. I don't want that one. I use the back of this. I need to very carefully rub out the pencil mark on the Star Trek. The Next Generation part of the logo is going to be fine. Nice. Now you do the same for supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I dare you. Oh well, I mean that would involve doing a Mary Poppins one, wouldn't it? Which I'm sure people would get a right thrill out of. I had no idea you were such a sadist, Stephen. Hey, monkey boy. Now do supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I would as well. You know I would. You know I'd do it. Just it's the kind of nut job I am. I feel like Kenny from South Park when he's becoming a social media whore. Do things for money. Come on. Right, let's get rid of this pencil here. Pencil on the R. Without tearing anything. I don't want to tear anything. Or creasing anything. We don't want to crease it either. Just kidding. I imagine that would be rather troublesome. No, it'd just be time consuming and quite painful on my hands, I think. And it would depend on what font it was being used, because if it's the Mary Poppins font, it would probably involve a lot of corners and a lot of curves. Sorry, and yeah, I don't think I'd be game for that. I could do it in like the shipside font, which I will try on an upcoming stream, by the way. Because I want to do the frame around the bridge of the Enterprise D bridge, and do shipside font, which is just going to be the registry font. But I have to see how that turns out. See what we can do there. Now imagine having to rub out pencil on all those little letters that I've done. Wouldn't work, would it? That one, I think, is mostly all right. Yep. Now, okay. Now the top of the K. That had the most because I had to reposition that one. I cut it a bit too thin. Or I was getting to the point where I was going to cut it too thin. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to need a pair of tweezers for this. I can't remember where my tweezers are, of course. Here's some. Okay. I think this will be all right. I want to try and position the Enterprise a little bit further up if we can. What do you say we get this Star Trek stuck down first? Because the Next Generation goes well under there. So. Just want to make sure it looks right before I stick it down. Make sure it's spaced correctly within the trace image. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work, is it? No, it's not spaced correctly. Also, Enterprise could do with coming. I like the spacing of the original picture, so I'm going to utilize that. Make sure everything gets stuck down roughly where it needs to be. There. So restart with the comm badge. Yeah, start with the comm badge. Making sure to get these points in the glue as well. And we use the comm badge as a reference point for the rest of the image, which is fine. Enterprise next. I'm going to get my white card here. Make sure we go all the way around, as close to the edge as we can get, but not over the edge. This is going to cause the image to crease a little bit or fold a little bit, but it's okay. I have to go in with my left hand here. I'll try and avoid, if I can, getting any pencil on anything on the paper. Pencil lines. There. And up. And about there. Okay. Yep. Yep. That looks awesome. That's gone down quite well. Lettering's the biggest one, of course. Okay. Right. I'm actually happy with it being out of line now. The Enterprise and the comm badge are okay. I'm happy with the lettering being further down. So what I'm going to do, I really want to anchor it down if I can. This makes sense. I'm going to anchor it down with that. Yeah, we'll start applying the glue. You can sort of twist it a little bit, but maybe if I anchor it down with that and with that as well. Yeah, that stops some of the pivoting. So, right, let's go for the, start with the S first. Now, with the T. Again, this is just a bit of a quiet time because I'm concentrating. You want to obviously want to chat, put something in the chat and I'll read it. I'm a little bit sort of just concentrating at the minute is all. A bit further over. Actually very close to the S. Now the A even looks like an A, which it doesn't, which is I find really funny. Doesn't even look like an 8, but it's an 8. I really want to get this dirty if I can help it. It's looking a little bit out. I'm not massively happy with this, but it looks a little bit off kilter, but whatever. Wind's picking up outside a bit, which is nice. Actually, could do with a bit of wind. Just to just to cool the place down a little bit. Modern house being what it is, exceptionally warm. Yeah. Get off. Get. Over, a little bit further over still. Yeah, I'm not very interested when I'm concentrating. Sorry. Okay, that's the Star Trek bit done. Now for the next generation. I'm guessing that T needs to be flipped. It's going to be gluing some very small lettering. Did this last time though. So this time I should know exactly what I'm doing. T. H. Yep. Just had to double check my angles there. We're safe. Oh, perfect. Perfectly placed. E. 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 Not down the middle. Don't put it down the middle. There's a hole there. South. Well, further south. There you go. Wipe my things off every now and then. Hey. Get it. Yep. Just making sure the orientation is correct. Oh, almost spot on. I would say there's stuff I'm not happy with regards to the logo, but we'll just keep going and we'll learn for the next one. From a glance, from a distance, it looks fine. But close up, yeah, it's like anything else. The closer you get to it, the worse it looks. Is that right? Yep, that's correct. Yep. Yep. G. E. That'll do. It's close enough. Close enough. GEN. Much easier getting this down and up with a pair of tweezers. E. That's correct. Bent a little bit. Anybody ever noticed how in the word generation is gene? The next Gene Roddenberry, the next, it's just there, right? Isn't it? I didn't realise it until now. Or I didn't. You know, it's just one of those things you don't pick up on. It's Gene. Right, this needs to go a little bit further over, otherwise it's gonna, yeah, it's a little bit big. Oh, I believe we're missing an O. We're missing a letter. Damn. This is not good. We are missing a letter. I don't really want to have to cut anything out again. Ah, there we go. Yay! Found it. Let's adjust. Yeah. Okay. A. Gene and generation. A. That way. Yeah. That way. That way. Yep. Oh, perfect. G. Right. That way. I have to move this a little bit now. Yep. O. Infamous missing O. That way. Oh dear. And okay, who's ready for the big reveal? Won't be much of a reveal because you've all seen it roughly, but who's ready? That is now all stuck down. Looks a little rough in places, I'm not going to lie, but here we go. Finitoed. That's a little rough. I'm not going to lie, that is a little rough, but it's yeah, it's close enough. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. It looks all right though. From a distance, that doesn't look bad. We are finitoed, finished. That is the extent of what I want to do with this image. Obviously, matches my Defiant image quite nicely. Let's get these two together. Probably better to do it side by side. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. I think the Enterprise looks pretty good. Bit more detailed than the Defiant, perhaps. But so it doesn't really look like it matches. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. That turned out a lot better than I expected it would. That's really good. I'm really happy with that. Looks decent. Oh, thanks, Stephen. That's really cool. Appreciate that. Yeah, all good. And we beat the 3 hours. Definitely worth framing and displaying, in my opinion. Yeah. I think they pop quite well. I think the bridge one pops very much so. But in terms of like, okay, I'll obviously get a lot more opinions on this as well. But in terms of getting prints made of these, okay, yeah, they're not great and everything, but on like an Etsy forum, or like perhaps channel merchandise or something like that, is this something that you would buy? You know, this sort of thing, done live on stream, done you know, with a lot of care. Would it be something that people, would you reckon people would pay money for, or anything like that? You know, certainly prints of it. I don't know. I don't know whether people would or not. I don't know whether. I mean, I would probably. I don't know, I'd probably pay a $5 for something like this. Something nice to display. It's not perfect, like I say. It's just a bit of fun that I'm doing. But I don't know. It might be worth something to someone. Merchandise wise. Oh God, you know, anything that I create on stream or in a video, put out there as channel merchandise or something. You can even get T-shirts printed with it on, because it's an original piece of art. It's not, you know. Yes, I've got the reference image down there. That's the reference image I've used, but it's not a recreation of that image. It's simply a recreation of the angle that they've used of the image. The Enterprise that I've done is well, it's original. So yeah, I mean maybe, but yeah, that's it. Stream done. Another one done. Now, what do we think in terms of the next one? Because obviously I've got the Enterprise. And I've got the Enterprise bridge, and I want to do the shipside registry. Enter USS Enterprise NCC-1701-D. You'll be able to sell them on the hand-drawn side of things. People appreciate what that entails, I reckon. Yeah, I think so. I'm not, like I say, I'm not by any means claiming that these are professional in any way, shape, or form, but it might garner a little bit of a following. I don't know. It's early days, yeah, early days. I'm going to keep these flat. So yeah, so I've done the Enterprise D and the associated bridge. When I do the next bridge, I can work on the lettering and probably stick them down on the frame. I think that'll stand out quite nicely. Logic would say we do the Defiant bridge next. Which is a 3-stream process. These are just a 2-stream. I think if we do the ships first, and then we do the bridges. The bridge was a nice experiment, and I'll tell you something. The more I look at it, the more I think that worked. That really worked. Defiant bridge, going to be a bit more complicated, I think, but worth doing. And I think if we keep going with the ships, I can't believe how well that turned out. That turned out really well, in fact. Just the ship, better. Like I say, better than I expected. Do Voyager next. Yeah. I've got some source images I can draw up. I think if I put this one in here, what do you think to that one? I think that one will work. It's the same sort of angle as the. What do you think, that one? I've got this one, which is similar sort of thing. It's just better rendered, I think. This is just, well, no, it's not better rendered. It's worse, actually. Don't know. It's the same image. I'll remove that one. Remove. There you go. I've got this one from Picard, which is again the same angle. There's not a lot of different angles when it comes to the Voyager in terms of like screenshots and stuff. I always thought that looked a bit too militaristic, a bit too dark. I would say probably the first one. Yeah, that one. We do that one. There's only a few windows and details. There's a lot of this detail here that we can put in. I can try and cartoonize this a bit so I can get some different perspectives, and then we can. Yeah, I think that might work. I think that might work. It's exactly the same angle as this, to be fair. It's the ship underside. And then we can put the Voyager on there as well. Yeah, I'll do that one. So we'll do that one next then. I'll get everything prepped for it. Probably do it Friday, maybe. After, I got my other daughter up here doing some artwork, and I'll do Voyager next. Yeah. Sweet. Right. That's it. Stream over, funny enough. I can't really do much more with it. It is finished. Not too many people in the chat today, and I understand why it's a weekday and everything. I might try and schedule these for Sundays. Maybe it's only because I'm off work. For 2 weeks. I'll go back next week. I do my video 10 forward on Friday, and then do these on Sundays. Yeah, all right. I'll end the stream there. That's finished. I'll put an image of it on Discord as well, and start making a little bit of an album, I think, of these, because they're going well. Thanks very much for joining, everybody. Thanks very much for watching Post Live as well. I really appreciate you coming along. Don't forget to head on over to the art channel and subscribe to that, because that's where these Papercrafts are going to be streamed from for the in the foreseeable future. Probably not just yet, until I get some videos made and I can start building an audience that wants to see this sort of stuff over there. But yeah, don't forget to go over there, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button on the stream if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy, and I hope everyone looks forward to the video I'll make tomorrow for Strange New Worlds. Until then, look after yourselves, look after one another, take care.